Hello, everybody. All right, so today's lesson 6.3, we're going to be talking about simplest form. We're on page 245 of the textbook. You're going to need a blue pencil or marker, a red pencil or marker, and a yellow pencil or marker. So go ahead and make sure you have those items. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with the question. And so it says, Vicky made a fruit tart and cut it into 6 equal pieces. Vicky, Sylvia, and Elena each took 2 pieces of the tart home. Vicky says she and her friends took 1/3 of the tart home. Is Vicky correct? Well, into how many pieces was the tart cut? It was cut into 6 pieces. How many pieces did each girl take? Each girl took 2 pieces. All right, and so it says use a blue pencil to shade the pieces Vicky took home. So each girl took home 2 pieces. All right. So that represents Vicky. Sylvia also took home 2 pieces. And finally, Elena also took home 2 pieces. So they took an equal amount of pieces, right? Each girl took 2 out of 6. So the tart is divided into 6 equal sized pieces. The 3 colors on the model show how to combine 6 sized pieces to make how many equal third size pieces. So here we notice that we have 1, 2, 3. So the 3 girls took home an equal amount. And so if we just look at the 2 colored pieces for each girl, we notice that it's 3 different colors. So they combine the 6 size pieces to make to make 3 equal third size pieces. This is a third, this is a third, and this is a third. So there's 3 equal size third size pieces. Vicky, Sylvia, and Elena each took 1/3 of the tart home. So yes, Vicky was correct. What if Vicky took 3 pieces of the tart home and Elena took 3 pieces of the tart home? How could you combine the pieces to write a fraction that represents the part each friend took home, and explain? Well, we can go back to our drawing, okay? And we still have 6 pieces, it looks like. Okay. And this time, though, one of the girls took 3 pieces, and the other, so Vicky took 3, and Elena took 3. So this time, we split the tart was divided into 6 equal sized pieces. The 2 colors on the model show So the tart's still divided into 6 pieces. This time the 2 colors on the model show how to combine sixth size pieces to make 2 equal 1/2 pieces. So each friend took one half of the tart home. All right. Okay, so let's move on to page 246. All right, simplest form. A fraction is in simplest form when you can represent it using as few equal parts of a whole as possible. You need to describe the parts you have in equal size parts. If you can't describe the parts you have using fewer parts, then you can't simplify the fraction. And we'll look at a couple problems like that too as examples. So one way we can use models to represent an equivalent fraction in simplest form. So we have here, we notice that there's 2 parts shaded in each of these. But this model is showing 2/8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then you notice that in the second one we have solid lines. So they took the dashed line and now they're saying that this piece here, this section here, can show us 4 equal size pieces, right? So 2/8 is equal to 1/4. So think of it this way, 2/8, if I broke each of the eighths into 2 pieces, what would I get? I would get 1/4. 8 divided by 2 is 4. So took 8 pieces and we can also represent it as 4 equal size pieces. And then we would have 1 part shaded. 2 divided by 2 is 1. So in this problem, we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So we have 6/10. But then you notice that they are then dividing it into just 5 equal pieces. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, not 10. So 10 divided by 2 is 5. And we know that whatever we do to the denominator, we also have to do the same thing to the numerator. So 6 divided by 2 is 3. And that makes sense. 1, 2, 3 shaded parts. So it's they're just basically the opposite of what we were doing. In the previous lesson, we started with 3/5, divided it in half, and we had to increase the number of pieces. We increased it by 2 times as many. So we went from 5 pieces to 10 pieces. Today, we're going the opposite way. We're going from more pieces to less pieces. All right, so 6/12, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So what factor can I divide both 6 and 12 by? So here it looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces. So if we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 12 divided by 2 would give me 6. And we're going to divide the numerator, the 6 pieces here, by the same factor of 2. And 6 divided by 2 is 3. So we now have 3/6 shaded. So to simplify 6/10, you can combine 10th size parts into equal groups with 2 parts each. So 6/10 equals 6/10 divided by 2 parts each, leaving me 3/5. Okay, another way we can do it is to use common factors to write 6/10 in simplest form. A fraction is in simplest form when 1 is the only factor that the numerator and denominator have in common. The parts of the whole cannot be combined into fewer equal-sized parts to show the same fractions. So look here at 3/5. The only factors of 3 are 1 and 3. The only factors of 5 are 1 and 5. Well, 3 is not in common to 3 or the 5. It's not in common to 3 and 5. 5 is not in common to 5 and 3. So 1 is the only factor of both of these. So this is in simplest form. I can't make it any smaller. So it cannot be combined into fewer equal-sized parts. All right, so step 1, if we're going to use common factors, is to list the factors of the numerator and denominator. All right, so what are the factors of 6? We know 1 and 6, 2 and 3, right? I know 2 is a factor because 6 is even. So 2 times what? 2 times 3 is 6. And then we always know that 1 is a factor of a number. So 10, I'm going to start with 1 and 10. And then 10 ends in a 0, so I know 5 is a factor. 5 times what is 10? 2. 2 and 5. Circle the common factors. Well, 1's in common, 2's in common, and that's it. So 1 and 2. Now, we want to divide by something greater than 1. If I divide by 1, I get the same number. And so I didn't simplify it, if it could be simplified. So if there's a factor greater than 1, that's the one we want to divide by. All right, so this one, we're going to divide by 2, because 2 is in common to both 6 and 10. Remember that I have to do the same thing to both numerator and denominator. I can't divide by different factors. 6 divided by 2, 3. 10 divided by 2, 5. Since 1 is the only factor that 3 and 5 have in common, right? The factors of 3 are 1 and 3, and the factors of 5 are 1 and 5. So the only factor in common to 3 and 5 is 1. So if I divided it by 1, I would still get 3/5. So, so 3/5 is written in simplest form. Okay, so now we're going to practice these. So write 8/10 in simplest form. And so you can do a model or you can use common factors. I personally prefer using common factors. So the factors of 8 are 1 and 8. And then I know 2 is also a factor of 8 because 8 is even. So 2 times 4 is 8. 3 won't work. 3, 6, 9. 4 works. We've already got that. 5 will not work because it doesn't end in a 5 or a 0. 6 will not work. 6 times nothing is 8. 7 won't work. So those are the only factors of 8. 10, we've already listed the factors of 10 on our previous problem, and we know that they're 1, 2, 5, and 10. Circle the common factors. Okay, so I only see 2 and 1. So we're going to divide by the factors greater than 1. So 8 divided by 2. 2, 4, 6, 8 is 4. 2 times 4 is 8. 10 divided by 2. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So 2 times 5 is 10. And then we can double check to see if we're right. What are the factors of 4 and 5? Well, the only factors of 5 are 1 and 5. And the factors of 4 are 1, 2, 4. So 1 is the only common factor. So this is in simplest form. 6 and 12. So let's list the factors of 6. We've already done 6, and we know that the factors are 1, 2, 3, and 6. 12, we know is 1, 2. 2 times what is 12? 6. 3, will 3 go into 12? Yes, 3 times 4. All right, so those are the factors of 12. Now let's circle anything in common to both. 1's in common. 2's in common. 3's in common. 6 is in common. We want to divide by the greatest common factor between both of them. So I'm going to divide both of these by 6. 6 divided by 6 is 1, and 12 divided by 6 is 2. Well, the only factor of 1 is 1, so I know this has to be in simplest form. 2/10. Well, this one should be fairly simple. The only factors of 2 are 1 and 2. So 10, again, we know is 1, 2, 5, and 10. The common factors of 2 and 10 are 1 and 2. You don't want to divide by the 1. That doesn't change anything. 2. Since 2 is greater than 1, let's divide by that. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 10 divided by 2 is 5. And I know that that has to be in simplest form because the only factor of 1 is 1. 6/8. Okay, we've listed the factors of 6 a couple times already today. 1, 2, 3, and 6. Factors of 8, we've listed those. 1, 2, 4, and 8. Circle the factors in common. Okay, the only factor greater than 1 is 2. So we're going to divide numerator and denominator both by 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. And 8 divided by 2 is 4. 3/4. The only factors of 3 are 1 and 3. 3 is not in common to 4, right? 3 is not a factor of 4. So 3/4 is the simplest form. 4/6. We know the factors of 4 are 1, 2, 4. We know the factors of 6 are 1, 2, 3, 6. 1's in common, 2's in common. So divide by 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2, because 2 times 2 is 4. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 2 times 3 is 6. The only factors of 2 are 1 and 2. 2 is not a factor of 3, so the greatest factor in common to these two is 1, so that's in simplest form. Number 6, 9/12. Write the fraction in simplest form. The factors of 9. Well, I know 1 and 9. 2 is not because 9 is not even. 3 works. 3 times 3 is 9. 4 will not work because 9 is not even. 5 will not work. It doesn't end in a 5 or a 0. 6, no. 6 and 12, right? 7, no. So those are the only factors of 9. 1, 3, and 9. 12, we've listed the factors of 12 already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. So 1's in common, 3's in common. So we want to divide 9/12 by a factor of 3. 9 divided by 3 is 3. 3 times 3 is 9. 12 divided by 3 is 4. 3 times 4 is 12. 3/4 is in simplest form. We've already verified 3/4 as in being in simplest form. 4/8. Again, we know the factors of 4 are 1, 2, 4. The factors of 8 are 1, 2, 4, 8. 1's in common, 2's in common, 4's in common. So we're going to divide both of these by 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 8 divided by 4 is 2. 1/2 is in simplest form. The greatest common factor would be 1. So that's as we can't break that up into any smaller parts. 10/12. Factors of 10, 1, 2, 5, 10. Okay. And I've already listed those factors of 10. 1, 2, 5, 10. Factors of 12. We just did that in number 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 12. The greatest common, or the factors in commons are 1, 2, and that's it. So we're going to divide 10/12 by a factor of 2. 10 divided by 2 is 5. 12 divided by 2 is 6. So 5/6 is simplest form. The only factors of 5 are 1 and 5. 5 is not a factor of 6. All right, 21/100. So we know 1 and 20. 2 is a factor because 20 is even. So that means 2 times 10. 3 is not a factor. 2 plus 0 is 2. So 2 can't be divided by 3. 4 works. I know that 4 times 5 is 20. 6 will not work because 20 is not divisible by 2 and 3. 7 won't work. 7, 14, 21. No. 8, 16, 24. No. 9, 18, 27. So 9 is not. So those are our factors of 20. Factors of a 100. 1 and 100. 2 and 50. 3 won't work because 1 plus nothing is 1, and 1 is not divisible by 3. 4 and 25. 5 will work because 100 ends in 0. 5 and 20 is 100. 6 will not work because 100 is not divisible by 2 and 3. 7 will not work. 7 times 10, 70, 77, 84, 91, 98, 105. Okay, so these are our factors of 100. 1, 2, 4, 25, 50, 100, and 5 and 20. So 1s are in common to both. 2s are in common. 4s are in common. 5s in common. And 20. So we're going to divide 21/100 by 20. Any number divided by itself is 1. How many 20s does it take to get to 100? 5. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. 5 times. All right, so 1/5 is in simplest form because the only factor of 1 is 1. Tell whether each of these are written in simplest form. So remember, if I can divide by any factor greater than 1, it's not in simplest form. So the factors of 2 are 1 and 2. The factors of 8 are 1, 2, 4, 8. So I can divide this by 2. So no, it's not in simplest form. The simplest form of 2/8 is 1/4. 9/12. 1, 3, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 12. 1 and 3 are in common, so 9/12 is not in simplest form. The simplest form of 9/12 would be 3/4. Okay. 5/6. The only factors of 5 are 1 and 5. The factors of 6 are 1, 2, 3, and 6. The only thing in common to both of them is 1. This is in simplest form. 4/10. The factors of 4 are 1, 2, 4. Factors of 10 are 1, 2, 5, 10. We see that 1 and 2 are in common to 4 and the 10. So this is not in simplest form because I can divide by 2. 2/5 is its simplest form. So the only one that was in simplest form is 5/6. It was the only one that could only be divided by 1. All right, tell whether the fractions are equivalent and write equal or not equal. Use simplest form to help. So what are the factors of 3? The factors of 3 are 1 and 3, and the factors of 6 are 1, 2, 3, 6. So if I divide 3/6 by 3, I get 1/2. The factors of 5 and 10, factors of 5 are 1 and 5, and the factors of 10 are 1, 2, 5, and 10. So I can divide 5 and 10 by 5, and I get 1/2. So those two are equal. 1/3 is in simplest form already. Can I multiply 3? Can I multiply 1/3 by the same factor to get 9/12? Well, 3 times what is 12? 4, right? So for whatever I do to the denominator, I have to do to the top. So I can get 12 by multiplying by 4, but 4 times 1 is 4, not 9. So these are not equal. Okay. If I multiply the 1 by 9, okay, that would be 9, but then I'd also have to multiply the 3 by 9, and I'd get 27. So it's not equivalent. 3/12 and 2/4. 3/12 and 2/4. 2/4. The factors of 2 are 1 and 2. The factors of 4 are 1, 2, 4. So I can simplify 2/4 by dividing by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 4 divided by 2 is 2. All right, so now I can compare those. Okay, 2 times what is 12? 6. So I'd have to multiply numerator and denominator by 6. That would give me 6/12. Those are not equal. Okay. So what did I do? I simplified 2/4 to 1/2. Then I used our previous lesson to see if they were equivalent by going multiplying by the same factor. 2 times 6 is 12, which is great, but 1 times 6 is not 3. So they're not equal. All right, 6/8 and 9/12. Factors of 6 are 1, 2, 3, 6. The factors of 8 are 1, 2, 4, 8. So we want to divide by a factor of 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 8 divided by 2 is 4. So 3/4 compared to 9/12. Can I multiply 4 by something to get 12? Yes, 4 times 3 is 12. 3 times 3 is 9. So yes, those two are equal. Equal, not equal. Okay. And the first one was equal. I had forgotten to write the symbol. So 14 was equal. 15 was not equal. 16 was not equal. And 17 was equal. All right, 248. Use the map for 18 and 19. Well, okay, what's this map showing us? Well, we've got the regions of the United States. This blue area is the Northeast. The green is the Southeast. The orange is the Midwest or Middle West. The yellow is the Southwest. And the violet or purple is West, including Hawaii and Alaska. Okay, so what fraction of the states in the southwest region share a border with Mexico? Is this fraction in simplest form? So we know that border means to touch Mexico. So, and we want just the southwest. So we see that there's 4 states in the southwest. How many of them actually touch Mexico? Arizona does. New Mexico does. Texas does. The only one that doesn't is Oklahoma. So 3 out of 4 share the border with Mexico. Is that in simplest form? Well, what's the factors of 3? 1 and 3. The factors of 4 are 1, 2, 4. The only thing in common is 1. So yes, it is in simplest form. Yes, it is in simplest form. 1/3 of the states in this region are on the Gulf of Mexico. 1 out of 3. So the Gulf of Mexico is right here. 1 out of 3. Well, I don't think it can be the Southwest because Texas is the only one that touches the Gulf of Mexico, and that would be 1 out of 4. So it must be what fraction of the southeast border the Gulf of Mexico? Okay, and here we see 1, 2, 3, 4 of the states. And 4 times 3 is 12. I'm going to assume there's 12 states here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep. Pete says that to write 4/6 as 2/3, you combine pieces. But to write 4/6 as 8/12, you break apart pieces. Does this make sense? It says to write 4/6 as 2/3, you combine pieces. To write 4/6 as 8/12, you break apart pieces. So here we have 6 pieces, but then we increased it and we came up with 12 pieces. Well, that's breaking them apart, right? And here we had 6 pieces, but we put them into groups of 2, and we now have 3 pieces. Yeah, so that makes sense. Yes. Because 4/6, you're going from 6 total parts to 3 total parts, whereas 4/6 to 8/12, you are going from 6 to 12, so you have to increase the pieces or break apart. Okay, I'm agreeing with Pete. 4/6, you're going from 6 total parts to 3. Well, how did you do that? You had to have combined 2 of them then, right? And in 4/6 to get to 12, you had to take the 6 parts and split each of the parts into 2 pieces. So, yeah. All right, 21. In Michelle's homeroom, 9/15 of the students ride the bus to school, 4/12 get a car ride, and 2/30 walk to school. For numbers 21a through 21c, select true or false for each statement. In simplest form, 3/5 of the students ride the bus to school. So let's go ahead and circle some things here. And I'm going to underline. So circle is the bus. So 9/15. Is 9/15 in simplest form 3/5? Let's figure this out. The factors of 9, 1, 3, and 9. The factors of 15, I know 1 and 15. 2 is not. It's not an even number. 5 is, though. 5 times what is 15? 3. 5 times 3. Okay, 4 won't work because 15 is not even. 5 we already know. 6 will not work because it is not even and divisible by 3. 7, 14, 21, 8, 16. So these are the factors of 15. So in common, we have 1 and we have 3. So let's divide 9/15 by 3. 9 divided by 3 is 3. 15 divided by 3 is 5. So 3/5, yes. In simplest form, 1/4 of the students get a car ride to school. 1/4. So we have 4/12 students are getting a ride to school. And we want to see if that equals 1/4. So factors of 4 are 1, 2, and 4. Factors of 12 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 12. So we want to divide by a factor of 4. That is the largest common factor. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 12 divided by 4 is 3. 3 times 4 is 12. 1/3. So no, that's not true. 1/4 is not the simplest form. 1/3 is. And in simplest form, 1/15 of the students walk to school. So we have 2/30 of the students walk to school. Well, the only factors of 2 are 2 and 1. Is 2 a factor of 30? Yes, because 30 is even. So let's divide these both by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 30 divided by 2. How many 2's can I share? How many 3's can I share into 2 groups? I can put 1 into each group, leaving me 1, 10. I'm going to regroup that for 10 1's, plus the 0 ones I already have. So 5. 5 times 2 is 10. 15. So 1/15. Yes, that's true. Okay. So in simplest form, we want to get down to a numerator and denominator that cannot be divided by any factor greater than 1. Okay? So tomorrow we're going to work on the concept of common denominators, which we're going to use to add or subtract fractions. So until then, may the numbers always be in your favor.